affected a lot of people and drove away that community, not to mention harm everyone in it. Next, I would like to talk about the GESAMP, which stands for Group Experts on the Scientific Aspects of Marine Pollution. They, as in the group of experts on the scientific aspects of marine pollution, stated that coastal pollution worldwide has grown worse over the decade of the 1980s. There were three main causes that experts pointed towards. These causes were an overload of nutrients, which was mainly nitrogen and phosphorus from untreated or partially treated sewage, agricultural runoff, and erosion. This was the most serious coastal problem that stood out. Well, those three were. Up to 35 million metric tons of nitrogen and up to 3.75 million metric tons of phosphorus that flows into coastal water every year is what human activities may be responsible for. Now, what I mean by this is ships and boats that have leaks, that get into wrecks, and also factories. The technology from our factories, they leak into waterways and contaminate our waters. You would think that with the technology that we have today, we would be able to figure something out that would be a little bit safer for our communities and our world, but we haven't yet. Next up is water pollution control. There are three main methods to controlling water pollution, and these methods are the following. Physical, which is letting the water sit for a period of time, then removing solids with a net or some sort of filter. Then there is chemical. This is by putting some chemicals together, which will pick up particles in the water, these particles being solids. This will allow them to be picked up at an easier pace and easier to collect them in the water. And then lastly, there is biological agents that can be used to clean up an area. They will attack chemicals and convert them to a harmless form. Now, there are many different dangers of water pollution. I will state and explain a few of the dangers of water pollution. First of all of these types of pollution are harmful to the health of humans and animals. I'm not saying any is more dangerous than another, but some do stand out. Although some may not be dangerous at first, it usually is dangerous in the long run. So therefore, like I was saying, they might not stand out at first, but they will. There is the industrial waste in water, and it contains many toxic compounds. This damages the health of aquatic life, and in return, those who eat them, as in the aquatic life. It can cause immune suppression, acute poisoning, or reproductive failure. Heavy metals in water is another. This can slow development and it results in birth defects, and some are carcinogenic. Microbial pollutant in water is one as well. This pollutant is from sewage that runs into water. It is often an infectious disease that infests aquatic life and terrestrial life through drinking water. This is a major problem in the developing world because it causes disease such as cholera and typhoid fever. Like I said before, technology and pollution go hand in hand. I will explain why. It's very important to understand all aspects of pollution. I believe it's very important to understand both, and that's why I went into full detail explaining a few of the pollutions that our world consists of. This is important because you have to first know what is harmful to our environment and what type of technologies can hurt us when not disposed of properly. Ask yourself this question: Do I recycle my old cell phones, batteries, computers, and TVs in the proper ways? Or do you ever ask yourself, where are all of the harmful wastes that go into plants coming out of, and where do they go? Well, I know I have thought about these things, and the answer is pretty simple. Most people throw their old technologies away in the trash, and the harmful wastes are being emitted into our environment on a daily basis. When you go past big plants and see all of the smoke come out of the smokestacks, you may think to yourself, that doesn't look good, or can it be healthy to our environment or us? Well, no, it can't. It's not healthy at all. Things like that going into our environment need to stop, and they need to find a proper way to dispose of them. That's my conclusion. I hope that your knowledge for pollution has expanded after this presentation. The technology that we possess in today's time is very great, but if not taken care of properly, can be harmful to our planet. From factories to small products like cell phones, these are polluting our world every day. I think it's safe to say that technology won't stop growing at the rate it's at in today's time, but I do hope that more people become aware of what can be done about your pollution problem. A few of my resources came from www.planetthoughts.org. They also came from my Technology and Society book by Hay Jorth and my Computers and Society, Paul De Palma. Thank you.